I'm live again downtown Chicago. Live again downtown Chicago. Went and got something to eat. I got enough battery strength for about another hour. So check it out. We have downtown Chicago, Daily Center. No, no King Day. No King Day. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. No King Day. No King Day. No King Day. People who do this, I got a problem with them doing this crap. These are probably people who will bust in. Who in their right mind turns the flag upside down? When I was a shorty, this wasn't allowed. You would have been put in jail. Look at this crap. They literally got the flag upside down in the country. You try doing that crap overseas and see what happens. Look at these people. Look at these people. This is not how you protest. This is what's going to kill the country. This is what's going to kill the country. These people have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea. Then again, they might be paid protesters. Who does that? You're going against a country. You should go back to your own country with that crap. That's the way I feel about it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm downtown Chicago. This is French Pearson. Checking out the protests. Third time doing the video today. Let's see what's going on today. We are live. We are live. This thing's been going on for almost 4 hours, people. I can't believe it. 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours. This is ridiculous. People got that kind of time? 4 hours? I guess because it's the weekend, huh? So we're downtown Chicago, Daily Center. And no King Day. You can see the police out here in full force. Now they're challenging the police, so it might be crazy a little bit. They're down here challenging the police. That's got to be an idiot move, so I'll be careful. Look at all the police out here. This looks like something that's staged, people. Look at all these police down here. You got to see a police. You got to see a police, and you got these folks down here challenging them. So that's got to be a stupid move. You got to be a special kind of stupid to be challenging the police down here. But that's what they're doing. They're challenging the police right now. Crazy. I'm downtown Chicago in front of the Daily Center. They had a protest, 3.5-hour march. This is my third video. And it's downtown Chicago. No King's Day, no King's Day. And now they're challenging the police like it's a standoff. I have no idea what this is about. I thought I'd circle back and see what was going on. So it looks like a standoff. They're challenging the police. They're literally challenging the police. So who knows? Something might go down. If it is, it's all planned. Trust me, it's all planned. So get a photo op, right? Everybody can be on TV tonight acting stupid. That's what it's about. You're not going to get anything solved this way. So this is where we're at, people. This is where we're at. I'm sure it's a lot of protesters down here, paid actors. The police are telling them to disperse. The police are telling them to disperse, but they're challenging the police. Nothing's working so far.
Get those animals out of the uniform. Get some of those people bennies. Pick up bennies local late tonight, people.
So I don't know what I've walked into. Like I said, they got the flag upside down. I want to ask him a question. Why you guys got the flag upside down? Why is the flag upside down? But why is the flag upside down in America? I'm listening. But suppose the whole country falls and now we ain't got no place to live. Think about what I'm saying. You got the flag upside down.
Signal of distress.
Well, we're all in distress.
And this is a signal that we are in distress.
Well, would you do that in your own country? No, you wouldn't. But you got the flag upside down. That makes no sense.
Because the country is not serving us at the moment.
I'm not being served right either, but I'm going to turn the daggone flag upside down.
For a reason. Sometimes not for a reason.
It don't make no sense.
Doesn't have to.
It's not a protest.
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it in another country, is what I'm saying. So why are you doing it here?
Upside down for a reason.
But people believe in America. We're not your problem.
I don't believe in America.
But you got it upside down. Because they're ignorant. That's why. I can talk. Why is the flag upside down?
Upside down for a reason.
Because does it feel safe here, bro?
Brother, I know it don't feel safe, but we don't have too many places we can protest.
Hey,
If you piss them off, then the whole thing goes upside down. There's a way to do it. That's not the way to do it.
the flag's upside down. It doesn't mean that you put down the. You know,
But
after,
that's
them,
not
they
right.
come from us.
That's
You
not
know
right.
that,
That's what I'm trying to say. We're gonna be the first one to go, black people.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
We're not.
We've always been on the low
We're
total.
seeing who's going.
They're
first
gonna
right
come.
now.
They're gonna come
We
get
see
us
who's going
first.
right now.
They're already.
We see who's
We're
going first
targeted.
right now.
We're targeted.
Okay, so why not join?
I'm not
instead of
joining
going against?
that.
Literally a
Look at you.
Literally,
I'm not joining
And you
that.
don't have nobody that helps.
I know what America looks like.
It's literally a historical
You
symbol
do?
of distress. Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Do you actually-
But that's not the way to do it.
So what's the way to do it? Peacefully? It's not the way to do it.
It's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do
So
it.
what's the way to do it?
People-
If you
peop-
got a better idea, let me know it right now.
My idea is to work through the system and run your own people. But you don't turn. If I believe in
What people in the
we,
system? are gonna work?
it's about we the people.
We are the people, and that's exactly why we outside today.
I'm wasting
What
time.
you doing? What
I'm
you
wasting
doing?
time.
You're contradicting.
I'm wasting time.
Contradicting.
I'm wasting
You're
time.
contradicting, bro.
I'm wasting time.
Contradicting.
That's
You
an
are wasting
insult.
time being down here
That's
right
an
now.
insult.
You are. You're wasting time
That's
being down here because
that's
you're
an
not for the
insult.
cause.
That's an insult.
You're not for the cause.
I'm for
Hop
my
back on the
cause.
train.
I'm not
Go
on the
back-
train.
So all right, back. Hop back in your Tesla.
You
Go back out west.
uplift the
Go back out
country.
west then.
Uplift the
Go back
country.
out west.
Uplift
Go
the
back out west,
country.
all right?
I'm done talking to
Go
you.
back out west, all right? That's all I'm
Good
saying.
meeting you. I'm done.
Right here. Be safe, all right?
Fucking idiots, man. Down here got the flag upside down. You would not do that in another country. It's wrong. We would just give up on the damn country. Everybody gives up on America all of a sudden. They believe everything they see on TV. Let's get on the rally and let's destroy the country. That makes no sense to me. Where else you gonna go? They're going to make the people mad here. Watch. They're going to have something go down here. These protesters, they're going to start something, y'all. These young kids, they're impressionable. They don't think. When you disrespect your country to the hilt, you disrespect your own military. You disrespect the statues like they did during George Floyd. That's the first thing they do when they take over a country. They disrespect everything that's in place. Every portal, every pillar of democracy is turned upside down. That's the first thing you do when you take over a country. And these people, they don't know the history. They don't understand what a takeover looks like. Tell you, boy, Jesus better come on, because these people, they're going to fall for the New World Order. They're going to fall for the New World Order. That's because you guys don't know. It's the New World Order. This is the New World Order.
What's your problem with what's going on?
They're changing everything.
Like what? Didn't Trump change everything? With everything
Trump's not real.
Okay.
He's part of the system. These people are ready for the New World Order, people. I tell you, they're ignorant. They're ready for the New World Order. Trump got their head. Barack Obama's got their head. They're going to take over this country with ease. They're going to take the mark because they're going to tell them they're their savior. That's what they're going to do. And these people are not ready. They want them to turn the flag upside down so they can move on them in the future. That's the last thing you want to do is turn the flag upside down. That's the last thing you want to do. You will not do that in foreign countries. But they do it here in the name of freedom. Shouldn't be allowed. I'm old school American. We should stand for the country. That's the way I feel about it. So what, the government corrupt? That don't mean we're corrupt. We don't have any principles anymore, no morals anymore, no dignity anymore. We don't stand for anything. That's how you go into the New World Order. You have nothing to stand on, nothing to represent you. That's what they want. They want us to believe in nothing. Nothing to believe in. Once they destroy it, then we identify with nothing. That way we identify with what they want us to have in the future, the New World Order. That's where we're going. That's why I challenged them. Why you got the flag upside down? Where's the flag upside down? They would never do that in front of a few Navy people or Army people. They would never do that. It should be against the law to have the flag upside down. That's not a right. As far as I'm concerned, it's not a right. It's not a right. It should be illegal to do that. It should be illegal to burn the flag. It should be illegal to turn it upside down. Period. It should be illegal. So I don't know what they're doing. They're sitting around talking to each other, making each other feel good. They ain't doing nothing. I don't see a variety of, well, I call it like this. I don't see any older white and black people here or people who are working. I see young people. That's what I see. 90% are young people. So they're easy to be manipulated. And if they're illegal, they ain't got no business being here. Joe Biden did this with the New World Order. They brought all this to us. They brought all this disturbance on our shores. All this money that they're using to pay these cops down here, money they can be using for the homeless. And somebody needs to say it. It's wrong. You can't go to a foreign country and act like this. They're not going to spend money. They're going to put your butt in jail. So they're taunting the police. So I'm waiting on one of them to act up. Somebody's probably going to act up soon. So that was a black guy that was in my face telling me I'm the one that's wrong. And I told his little knucklehead he'd be the first one to be in jail. Black people better wake up. We better wake up. We better wake up. Last time I checked, since the 70s, the majority of black people are in jail. They ain't got no problem putting us in jail for little stuff like this. I'm not marching for this foolishness. It's crazy. And that's another problem with black people. We join every little group that's out here, but don't nobody join our group. I'm gonna keep it real. That's the way I feel today. That's the truth. We join every little movement that's out here in America. But when we got a movement, please. We had George Floyd and that was about it. Other than that, this whole thing is fabricated. Everything's fabricated. And this black guy down here, he's down here jaw-jacking with me about an immigrant issue. Are you crazy? People in the street ain't eating. Black people in the street ain't eating. Illegals coming into the black neighborhood, getting free food, free clothes, free medical, free places to stay, and you got a black guy in my face? Are you crazy? He fighting for everything but what he should be fighting for. That's how stupid we are. Get our priorities straight. So they're down here badgering the police, as far as I'm concerned. They're toying with the police. So I don't know if it's going to turn into anything. I'm not going to stay long. But I just had to ask, why is that flag upside down? And I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. Why is the flag upside down? Because in certain countries, you can't do that to people's flag. You're not going to do it in other countries. We're too liberal here in America. But this is what the politicians who are bought off, they allow them to do it because it makes them feel like that they got a little power because they can turn the flag upside down and get away with it. It makes them feel good. It's nothing but symbolism. So I'm trying to stay a distance, but they're in the police face right now, some of the agitators. So this is the aftermath of the 2-hour walk. 2-hour walk of the demonstration. So I don't know what they're doing now, other than that they're here with the police. Somebody just blew a whistle, so I don't know what that means. But we'll see what happens a little bit. So the idiot wants to tell me, oh, the flag is upside down because it's a distress call. Fool, I knew that. I know what that means, but why do you have the flag upside down? What is distressing you? If you didn't come over here legally, you ain't got no right to say it's a distress. Think about what I'm saying. It's all logical. You can't go to a foreign country and walk up in a foreign country and walk through the consulate and start protesting and you don't have your credentials. Are you stupid? You gotta be a special kind of stupid to do that. So you're gonna walk into a foreign country, no credentials, no passport, and turn their flag upside down and think you're gonna be able to walk the street. You gotta be a special kind of stupid. It's not gonna happen. But you come in this country, and then when I ask a question, you can't even intelligently answer the question because you're too stupid to answer it. Why do you got the flag upside down? All this energy to come over here illegally, but you ain't got sense enough to go down there and do the paperwork to become legal. Make that make sense? Only in America. They want this country turned out, people. The powers want this country turned out. And I hate to tell you, the way it's going, the powers, only way to get out of this has got to be Jesus, because these powers got everything covered. They built this country for this moment. 1776, this was all planned. We are in the generation where they're going to take the country at some point, if they haven't already. They've taken it. And these people, they don't know how to build a country, and they don't know how to be free. You build a country through law and order. Do you understand? That's how you build a country. That's why I stopped the conversation, because when I'm with an idiot and he don't understand what I'm trying to say, I walk away. You can't have a country without law and order. Once you get law and order, then we can have a conversation. Until ain't nothing to talk about. Law and order includes you can't turn the flag upside down, especially when your ass don't live here. You're gonna sit up and protest about the country and you're illegal? You ain't got no right to protest about a country and you're here illegally. You ain't got no right to be here. And then you got a black guy gonna get in my face and tell me, man, are you stupid? People are stupid, y'all. We got stupid Americans. We got stupid people on the planet. They know good and well they can't go to a foreign country and do this. This is the only country you can come in there and act stupid and get away with it. I guess I'm done with my little soapbox. That's the way I feel about it. So I've been reading you guys' messages, so I'm gonna leave it a little bit. They're not doing anything. The police are just standing around. You can see them. We got about 500 cops down here, 500 police. You know how much money that is? How much money we have spent on this foolishness? All this money we spent. Look at all the police. And this, look, they got them around the whole, we're at the Daily Center. All those police, all that green, around the whole building. And that's just this block. Every block, north, south, east, and west, it's at least another 50 on every block. All these police officers, all this money, because Joe Biden said, go ahead, let them in. Money that can be coming to me and you so we can make ourselves a better life. What do? They spend it on enforcement. Welcome to the new America, people. You're gonna tell me that's an investment? That's not an investment. They turn around and let them in, then they take our money and put it on law enforcement instead of putting the money back into us so we can grow. How you gonna live a dream when all your money goes to security? It's crazy. It's crazy. And this is only one city, people. We're probably talking 30 cities with all this money being spent. And we got $36.2 trillion in debt. By the end of the year, we'll probably be at $40 trillion in debt. And the bulk of that money, the last $4 trillion, will probably be on law enforcement. That's right. Calculate it. All this law enforcement. Look, I haven't seen that many police since the 60s riot. Just wrap your mind around that. When you have no law and order, this is what happens in your country. Joe Biden broke the law. He broke the law. And now look at the result of breaking the law. All this manpower, all this money that should have been reinvested back into our social programs, back in our community, being wasted on this crap.
Oh, there's another big piggy. Boink, 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 boink. How do you all run?
And these kids today, they don't understand socioeconomics. They don't understand. So they're gonna come over here and destroy this crap. They're gonna destroy us. And they're gonna destroy it with our weapons, people. It's called a social and economic implosion for those who understand how our coup d'etat is taken with our weapons. You let a social and economic implosion where your country cannot sustain itself anymore. And you're looking at the reason why we won't be able to sustain ourselves anymore. And Trump topped it off with $45 million today. That's why I told you guys last week when I did my live, live your best life, because this show is almost over with. Take every day as if it's your last and have a good time. Because we don't have people that understand or respect law and order. They don't teach law and order in school. They don't teach civics. These kids are drugged out. They're drugged out learning stuff on the internet. They don't know any better. So this is the generation for the takeover. That's where we're at. This is the generation for the takeover. And God knows what's the percent of people who are illegal. And they want to fight those who understand what law and order looks like. They're going to fight you because they think that they have a right and a voice to chime in on the destiny. You don't have a right to chime in on the destiny of this country if you're not legal. You don't get to change any laws. You don't get to turn the flag upside down. You don't have that right if you're not legal. And even if you're legal, you shouldn't turn the flag upside down. Only an idiot would do that. When you break down the culture, when you break down all the statues like they did back in the day with George Floyd, read your history. That's the first thing that goes. Take away the culture, take away the statues, take away the history of the country. Before you know it, you got it. You turn it upside down. You have nothing to refer to. And yes, probably 25% of the statues was in relation to slavery and stuff. I get it. But it's a reminder of history. It's all in how you interpret history. So they've done this thing methodically. They've done it gradually. They done doped us up with this sugar, stuff they injected us with. And we don't have deductive reasoning anymore. So it's almost impossible to get through to these kids. It's almost impossible. That's how I see it. I think it's almost impossible to get through to them. So when it's impossible to get through to them, that means they're not in God's image. And God's image is more than physical. It's a mental state. If you can't connect with reasoning, if you cannot connect with law and order, God can't use you. That's how God's spirit works. But it takes a sound eye to see that. That's how it works. All right, people, it's dispersing. I feel like I'm wasting my time. They're just came down here to vent, and they're just standing here with the police looking stupid. They're not doing anything, and they're not going to do anything. They're not going to get anything accomplished. They're not going to accomplish anything. All these policemen down here. So they're dispersing. They come to the country. What's the plan? Man, if I'm illegal, I'm quiet as a church mouse. I'm trying to get my legal status. I'm going to school. I got a job. I'm not out here protesting. I'm going to make sure I can assimilate in this culture so I can make something out of myself. And the last thing I'm going to do is turn the flag upside down if I'm illegal. But America doesn't give you any fear, so these people can be out in the open. And the way I feel about it, the police shouldn't even be down here. Let them tear it up and put them in jail. That's the way I feel about it. Let them tear it up. Seal off the streets, let them tear it up. Got about 10 buses out here, and then boom, put them in jail. That's what I would do. I would set the date. But you don't have that kind of leadership here in Chicago. We need that kind of leadership we saw in Florida the other day. I would literally get the police off the street right now, get about 10 or 20 buses out here, and let them tear it up. Have about 5 helicopters overhead, seal off the area, seal off the perimeter. When they get through tearing everything up, come in with the dogs and the horses, put them in jail for a year, and send them back. That's what I would do. Don't waste time. How much money have we spent on law enforcement today in Chicago? For what? What's the benefit? Nothing's going to happen, y'all. Only thing that's going to happen is what the system wants to happen. Trust me. They got a plan. When they let the illegals over, they did it in systems. They got one phase at a time. By boat, by water, by plane, by car, they got them over here. Now they're using them as pawns so they can take our freedom. And that's what I was trying to tell these knuckleheads. They don't want to listen. They're not worth the rational conversation. But I broke that story about a week and a half ago. It finally hit me. The powers are using the illegals to break down the whole country. They can pass more laws and they can implode us socially and economically. Then we have no money for anything, so they're going to put us in a new world order. That's the goal. So they think they're fighting for their freedoms and assimilated in the country. Guess what? It's not going to be a country the way they thought it was going to be. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not going to be the same country, guys. It's not. They brought them over here to use them as a social science experiment. And they're going to use them to destroy the country. Keep on having disruption, riots. You're going to hear about the rapes. You're going to hear about the killings. You're going to hear about all kinds of stories with the illegals. You're going to keep having all this crap in the media so they can justify doing what they're doing. They brought them over here. You might as well call them the new black folks. They're going to use us. That's all. They're going to use them. America don't give out nothing free, y'all. Y'all know the deal. America don't give you free health care, a place to stay. unless they got a trick bag game. America is a social science. We don't never give out nothing free. We always got a hidden agenda. And I'm just telling y'all ahead of time what the game is, so y'all can understand the game. Live your best life, love your family. I have nothing to get against illegals. I'm just saying do it the right way. But they are being used because they don't understand gradualism. They don't understand social experiments. But I see money. When I see a crowd like this, majority of police officers, I see money. Because when I drive back home right now, I'm going to see about 20 homeless people. I'm going to see about 20 tents, people living in tents. And my mind is not built where I can ignore people living in tents. Because I'm thinking, how much money you think is spent today just on the labor with these police? What, half? I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars? Yeah, at least, maybe $500,000. That could have took care of probably 25% of the homeless today in Chicago. Now you times that times at least 30 states around the United States. That should make you a little bit mad right about now about these protests. Like I said, police go home, let them tear everything up, put their butt in jail and send them back. That's what you do. Make them do it right. If Trump was serious about deportation, they would have been up out of here. The moment he got sworn in, he should have told them, look, in 24 hours I'm coming to get you. We're gonna do it right. But now they're using them as social experiments so they can keep this stuff going while they build a new world order. You gotta remember, people, they create events so they can keep us looking at the events while they build the new world order. The new world order is built in so many words, so many ways. You got policies. They got to get the right governor in office, the right senator, the right congresswoman, the right law enforcement. They got to get all their people in place while they have us looking at Diddy and all this other kind of crap. But they're setting up the new world order. That's what they're doing. So about time they announce it, you can't get out of it. Because the Bible says you can't be able to buy or sell out this mark. That's more than just money. That means physically you can't do anything. And that's what they're doing right now. They're using these people as a distraction. They're using these people to implode our economy. And again, I got a black man in my face going to tell me about an illegal. Are you crazy? You should be the last person in my face about an illegal. But this is what you get. You get black people who are not informed. And I'm going to say it again. I know it makes some people mad, but I don't say it. It needs to be said. Black people join any group the last 40 or 50 years. Any group that come out. I got rights, so let me join them. I got rights, so let me join them. Ain't too many people joining our cause. That's the way I feel about it. But that's a whole different story. But he's an idiot as far as I'm concerned. Getting out here fighting, want to tell me about them. Man, please. They taking money out of your pocket. Your mother could have used that for senior care today. Your mother could have used that for a meal on wheels today. And you sit up here fighting for them. Are you crazy? But again, people, I'm not against them. I'm not against them. I'm just saying do it the right way. And participate in the system and pay your fair share. If you're gonna come over here, why am I paying you? Nobody's having that conversation in the social media. If you're illegal, you need to pay your own way. If I catch you and you're illegal, then if I'm governor, we're gonna make a deal. If I'm a sanctuary city, okay, you know what? You gotta go to work. Because the housing that you're getting, the taxpayer not paying for it. You gotta go to work. How come they didn't do that? You understand what I'm saying? Because the government breeds loyalty. Hear me out. Our government is smart. They're wickedly smart. They don't make them go to work when they house them up years ago and brought them over here because they breeding loyalty. You're going to be loyal to the government. At the same time, you're going to pick it against the same government. Make that make sense. But if you don't make them go to work, if you don't make them earn their keep, they feel no loyalty to the country. You understand what I'm saying? They feel like everything is free, everything is given to them. You don't raise people like that, and you don't raise your kids like that. And that's the problem in America. If I got to pay for all these police, that's a problem. They should pay for it. That's the way it should be. And I bet there are a whole lot of people who came over here illegally feel the same way I do. Because they had to do the paperwork. the way it should be done, people. But I'm about to get up out of here. And then you guys didn't say, I had a few white people in my face too. I ain't hating on no culture, I'm just saying. Anybody who's an American got in my face got to be a special kind of stupid. You want to argue me why somebody got the flag upside down. You got to be a special kind of stupid. You don't put the American flag upside down, period. I don't put anybody's flag upside down unless that country is so bad that I just have to. But you're not going to convince me that it's the country, because it's we the people. I'm not turning my back on us, on you and I. I got perspective, and I don't like when people put the flag upside down, because we got to hold on to this thing as long as we can. The Bible says endure, and to me, that's how you endure. You preserve what you got. Keeping America strong in one form or another is preserving us until Jesus comes. That's why I challenge them, but they're not going to look at it from that perspective. They're thinking about how they got rights. You ain't got no rights to come over here illegally. You ain't got no rights. You got a right to get your butt back over on whatever you come over here and going back where you come from. Until then, just get out of my face. Because you're not contributing to the country, and you keep taking money out of my pocket. Because my tax dollars are going toward all this police. You guys can probably hear the helicopters up there. I got 2 helicopters up here. I can't imagine how much money we spent today. $45 million for Trump, and God knows how many, probably $500,000 every city. We're probably talking close to $1 million, people, in law enforcement and army in one day. No, I'm sorry. You're probably talking $100 million between 50 states, including Trump's today. $100 million. Let that sink in. I'm sure you guys can sit down and figure out what to do with $100 million. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. And this is not the only protest where we did this at. It's happening everywhere. Well, I'm gonna get up out of here. Ain't nothing but police now, y'all. The knuckleheads done gone home. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. They're just out here looking stupid. They ain't doing nothing. You hear that clown gonna tell me to get back on the bus and go back where I come from. You idiot. You get back on the bus. You know, people, I really think that I don't know how you guys feel. I haven't been reading the comments. I think we're too far gone as a country. I think this is the generation where we have surrendered. You hear me? I think this is the generation where we have, what's the word for it? Default? We surrender by default because we don't know history. We don't know how to build a culture. We don't know how to build a country. We didn't teach civics in the schools the last 20, 25 years. This is the generation that has been taken over by default. We don't know how to sustain a country. So I think we're too far gone. I really do. I think we're too far gone. I'm serious. And the more rallies I go to, the more I kind of engage, either have an intelligent conversation or I do a little combat it for about 4 or 5 minutes, the more I learn. These people have no clue how to build a country. But they know how to demonstrate and tear one up. And they tell you what the hell they ain't getting out of the country. But they don't want to talk about how we got to this point. That you broke the law coming over here. Respect the law, then we can talk. That's the way I feel. And I think anybody with any reasonable sense in any country that you're in, that's where the conversation has to start at. Respect the country's laws first. Then we can have a conversation. Till then, you ain't got nothing to say. That's what it's all about. All right, people, I'm up out of here. They ain't doing nothing. They're just sitting around here looking stupid. Little feel-good Dr. King moment. They got down here and they made themselves feel good. But they ain't doing nothing. The police are dispersing them now. Look at it, they got the flag, trying to get his butt out the street. Yeah, take your little stupid butt home. Get your flag, go home. Go home. Check your flag and go home. He's one of the idiots that was asking me what I was asking about. Take your idiot self home. Idiots. This is the generation where they got us, people. They got us. They know every rap song, every video. They know all that. If I asked them who Frederick Douglass was, they wouldn't know who he was. If I asked them who Thomas Jefferson was, they wouldn't know who he was. That's the truth. All right, people, I'm out. I done had my little talk. Beautiful day. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm about to walk past about 300 police. We got about 300 or 400 police on every block. It's amazing. All that money walking around. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at all these police. And look at how much do you think those bikes cost? Probably $300 a piece. Look, they got horns on them. Look at that. Look at that. So $300 to $500 per bike. Think about that. All those bikes, all those police. And look at all this here. A sea of police. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. All that money. For somebody who didn't come over here legally. Man, I tell you, I'm in the wrong business. I should have been in government and got paid, right? It seems like that's what the world's coming down to. It ain't about morals. It ain't about principle. It ain't about your country. It's about getting paid, right? Ain't that what it's all about now? I think that's what the country's about. Get paid and get your 2 minutes worth of fame on TikTok, right? That's the kind of country we're living in now, right? That's all it's about. Get paid. Try to be slick, right? Be slick. Don't do your homework. You can have AI do your homework. Be slick. That's the country we live in now, y'all. It's over with. It's over with, y'all. I hate to tell y'all. I hate to see it go, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. They got this generation, y'all. This generation is whacked. It's whacked. It's whacked. And that's all cultures. But you know what? I might take that back. When Trump was overseas, I really admired the way the Saudis handled their business. You know what I'm saying? The women act like women, the men act like men. Everybody play their role. Nothing but respect. You ain't never seen no Saudi woman out here juking, right? Right? You ain't never seen no Saudi woman out here twerking, right? You ain't never seen that. So I got to get a Saudi's culture. I got to give them their props. I need some American women act like women. I know y'all act like women, right? Huh? I'm just talking. They done got our culture. Anytime you can have two generations of women that swing on a pole for dollars and go on TikTok to show their body all day and make money, then you got